I got a new machine in my shop, and this is the Monport Mega 70 watt CO2. I see a lot of makers asking how to cut and engrave clear acrylic because they assume that you can do that on a diode laser. You can't, you do need a CO2. And in this video, I'll show you how I designed and created this little MiMo keychain, and we'll go through what this machine can do. This machine is actually not that big compared to being a CO2 laser. I did have to rebuild my workshop just a tiny bit to fit it in here because I had a giant 100 watt CO2. In my latest Monport review, I actually showed you how I think that a desktop CO2 can compete with the big industrial lasers. I did have a few complaints about Monport, the instruction books and the customer service and such, and I'll actually show you how they improved with this laser. First of all, this machine is a beauty. If I turn it on, you can see that it has a touchscreen where you can actually also control the laser from the front over here. Before I can even operate the laser, I actually have to control this panel over here. But this is the machine. It has a pretty heavy toplet. It is acrylic, and it has lights with the camera. It has a built-in camera. It has autofocus, and also you do have a big pass-through door in case you want to create longer projects than the laser. Another cool thing about this one is that you can actually add in an additional air assist because it does have a built-in air assist. But on the side here, you do have an additional port so you can hook on a second air assist. And I am just blown away at how beautiful this machine is. Also, cleaning is a breeze because you can just slide out the honeycomb bed and remove everything in the bottom. Monport even included these small plastic things to raise or pin down your material if it is a little warped. My husband helped me set up the machine. When you are using a CO2 laser, you do need some type of exhaust system to vent the smoke outside. In this case, Monport didn't include an exhaust fan, so that's something you'll need to purchase separately. However, they do include the exhaust hose, which we connected to my current exhaust system that is connected with all my lasers. But although this machine is really heavy and is a two-man's job, the unboxing was pretty simple. We removed the tape and plastic, and then we just had to check out what we had to do with the CO2 laser. I am usually used to the bigger CO2 lasers, so I was a bit curious to see how easy this was to set up. But all the mirrors were actually aligned already. Monport gives you this awesome little crosshair tool that you just add in to the lens, and then you can actually calibrate your laser with ease. My built-in camera and also the built-in autofocus actually didn't need any calibration either, so I was very, very pleased about this machine. It was a little tiny bit off, and I can probably fix that later on, but I am really amazed at how well everything was already calibrated and aligned when I unboxed this machine. You have a double pass-through door in the laser, which makes the cutting area and space for your projects really big, even though this is a desktop laser and it doesn't take up as much space as the big industrial lasers does. Also, cleaning this is really easy because you can just slide out the tray and the bottom of the machine. With a CO2, you do have to be aware that it does require a cooling system of some sort. Monport already built in their cooling system as well. This is the pipe of the laser, and this is where all the magic happens. The cooling liquid is already included with the machine, so you just fill it in, and once you have added most of the liquids, you turn on the machine and you wait for the bubbles and the airflow to work properly, and then you can just close the lid back on and you are actually ready to go. So as far as unboxing and setting up the machine goes, this is honestly one of the easiest CO2 lasers I've installed. I was a little concerned about the setup of this machine, but they have improved the manual so much with pictures and really step by step on how to do everything. And I actually didn't have to align any of my mirrors in this laser, although you do have instructions on exactly how to do that. I will show you in a bit the Monport Mega Studio, which is also really great because you do have all the settings inside. The manual is of course in multiple languages. Also you get this little additional, and honestly the pictures helped me a ton when setting up the laser. You do have to be 2 people to carry it in because it is really heavy, but you do have instructions on both the Monport Mega system as well as LightBurn. You do get some samples that you can use to make your first tests, some cardstock, some aluminum business cards, plywood in different thicknesses, as well as clear acrylic. And this is the acrylic keychain which I tested and made. I will show you how to design this in a bit. The air assist was a struggle on my Onyx when I tested that, so I actually wanted to see how well it would engrave and cut with one air assist. This one is the upgraded one with an additional air assist. I do have a lot of backflash, but I didn't use the risers on this one. But compared to the Onyx, when I tested that, I actually don't think you have the biggest difference in 1 or 2 air assists on the front. On the back, you do have less flashback if you use the upgraded air assists. But the result is good looking on both, in my opinion, on the front. I usually use LightBurn, but I actually wanted to show you the Mega S software which Monport created. And I did make this little clear acrylic keychain. So just to show you how easy it is to actually design your own, I'll show you exactly how I designed this one. This is my laser, and you do see that I still have the clear acrylic in the machine. I know this might seem a little confusing, but I hope it makes sense. So this is the piece that I actually already cut, and how I did it was just to click text over here, and then you type in, a name or text or what you want. So let's just type in MiMo again. And now that I have my text, I can go up here and choose the font. I am happy about this Angelia scripts, but I could pick another. So let's try a Molino maybe. Right now it will not be engraving my text. I need to click engrave, and now this is it for engraving. To create this little bubble outline, first of all you want to pick the size of your keychain. You can check the dimensions up here. I'll just go with this just to show you how it works. But now that I have my text, I will go to more, and I will start by wielding it like this. Then I'll click it again, and now I can make an offset. It's up to you how big of an offset you want. I want mine to be round, And for this scenario, I'm just picking 3 millimeters, confirm, and then it will calculate the offset. There you go. So now I want to add in a keychain hole, so I'll click oval. And if I hold down my shift key, it will make it round. You do the same in LightBurn. And I want my hole to be 3 millimeters. So now I actually have the inner hole. And now I want to create an offset of this one. And I'll go with 3 again. Round and outward. Like that. Now I can go in and bolt these two together. I can go in and move this to another spot if I want. So let's take this one here, and then I'll just click the outer round, hold down Control, click my shape, not Control, Shift, sorry, and then I can go upside in Merge and Union. So now I have my little keychain as it will look, but I actually want to reflect it and flip it horizontal, because that way it will be engraving my name from the back of the acrylic, so I'll have a nice and smooth surface. When I am going to cut my job, I will take what needs to be cut and I will group it. It is grouped now, and then I'll click Cuts over in my settings. You can choose between different pre-defined settings. I just took the 3 millimeter colored acrylic, and for the text you want to make sure that it is set to engrave. Because this is a really thin text, I do recommend that you go down in speed, so I'll take 200 and I'll actually decrease it over here to 150. I do want to increase my DPI, and that's pretty much it. So what I do love about this new software is the possibilities, because you can go in and change different materials. Let's try plywood maybe. And when you have the other settings, you'll be able to get a visual chart of how it will engrave. And you do have these parameter settings for almost everything. So this software is really easy to use in my opinion. But when it comes to designing, I would probably use my LightBurn still and just import the SVGs. But for controlling the machine, big applause to Monport, because I will be using this to control my own Monport Mega. If you are interested in the Monport Mega S, I do have a discount code in the description, and I will have some project tutorials coming up very soon on my channel. So in case you want to see those, make sure to hit subscribe. And if you have any suggestions or ideas on what I should make or show you, please drop a comment below and I'll see if I can include your project in my next video. Until next time.